Hi everybody. So today's lesson, we're going to learn how to draw a mouth. So we've learned how to draw an eye, a nose, and a mouth, and eventually we'll put it all together to make a whole face. I personally really like drawing mouths. They're super simple, and what we're gonna start out with is graphing it out with some lines. So I'm gonna draw a long horizontal line in the middle of my paper like so. Keep in mind, I am pressing a little harder than you should. You should always draw your graphing lines really light so that you can erase them if you mess up, and you can erase them when you are finished with the graph lines and you are filling in all the details of the lips. Next, I'm going to draw a vertical line down the center of that line, like so. Should look like a cross. Your graph lines should look like this. Now for the fun part, we get to draw the lips. We're gonna start out in the very middle, and I'm gonna draw a curved line along that horizontal line like so. All the challenges of using an easel and drawing to large scale. All right, should look like this. So that's going to be where the opening of the mouth is. Next, I'm going to move up a little further on this vertical line, and I'm going to draw that dip in the lip where the philtrum of our face meets that part of the mouth. That little section right there that dips in, that's the philtrum. I'm just going to draw a V. Two diagonal lines like so to create that. It'll look like that. It appears that my lips are going to be very full. Study some other lips, study your own lips in a mirror and see, the fullness of the lips or the thinness of the lips. Some philtrums are smaller than others and some are thicker. I'm going to draw a curved line to the bottom of the horizontal line that I created, like so. And next on the other side. Then you're going to draw a long curved line to create the very bottom of your lip, that bottom lip. You can go all the way through to the end of that vertical line, or you can stop at that vertical line and then start at the horizontal line like so. Very good, everyone. Now for the fun part, we're going to use our charcoal to start adding depth and shading. I'm going to begin by outlining my lips in the small charcoal stick. Take my pencil eraser and I am going to erase the graph lines that I don't need anymore. Be really careful not to smear your charcoal. If you have a lazy drawing hand, make sure that you are laying a tissue over the paper where you are not working so you can rest your hand there so that it doesn't smudge your drawing. And remember, if you do smudge your drawing, you can use your pencil eraser to remove that smudge, or just blend it out with your tissue or your hand. Something really fun about lips is that the very top of the lip is the part that is shadowed the most. So when you study lips and their uniqueness, you will see that the top lip is generally darker than the bottom lip. And that's because the the top lip is shadowed by, you know, our nose and our cheekbones and even our forehead and our brow bone. And the bottom lip is where the light hits our lip, and that's where we're going to have our highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by shading in the very top lip. Not pressing too hard with my charcoal. I'm going to let my blending do all of that work. Using your fingertips or your tissue, blend what you have just shaded in. To use my small charcoal stick to start adding texture, shading, and depth to the bottom lip, but also keeping in mind that I want to leave enough of the white value to add a highlight in the lip. When you are studying lips, you will also see that there are creases in your lip, and when I add the charcoal to it, you'll see that I am going to be adding those curved lines to add that realistic texture to my lip. It's almost like when we were creating the eyelashes on the eye. Now blend with your fingers or your tissue. Charcoal is really nice to blend with. Drawings, we are going to add some depth to our piece by adding some charcoal to the background to make it look like the lips are in place on a face. So add value to that to make it look realistic, like flesh. I'm holding my charcoal to the side and using the side of the charcoal to create value in the background. Notice I'm working from the corners and into the center of my picture. That way I can control how much of the charcoal I have around the lips. I'm going to use my tissue to blend. Barely touching those lips at first. Working in a circular motion to blend the charcoal. When I'm finished blending to my liking, I am going to add more detail to the lips to make them look more realistic. I'm going to outline them again. This comes in handy if you over blended and you lost that line. I'm going to outline the middle of the lip to define it, emphasize that line. outlining your lips gives you a chance to even out anything that you find about them that could be uneven. Going to do a feathering technique to my lines just to add a little bit more of that texture. I'm holding my charcoal stick very lightly, pressing it down very lightly. I can always add more value. It's a lot harder to take it away, as you've probably learned by now from working with the other charcoal drawings. Your highlight, go ahead and use your pencil eraser to define that like so. Charcoal can be pretty forgiving if you know how to work with it. And then blend. I'm going to add some more shadow and value to the top of the lip, just to unify it a little bit more. I'm going to do that feathering technique on that upper lip as well. So you'll notice that I'm drawing a fairly simple set of lips. You don't see the teeth, the mouth is closed. We're just focusing on the lips today. Later on, I will show you how you can part the lips and add teeth. But for beginners, I'd like you to just study the uniqueness of different lips that you notice from other people and on yourself. And, you know, we'll get to the more detailed lips and mouths later. You're doing such a great job. And some of you like to go a little bit further and add more detail. You can totally do that. This is your project. Make it your own. Make it as unique as you. Okay, once I have shaded my lips and added the texture, I'm going to use my pencil eraser, or if you have some white charcoal at home, you can do this technique with that as well. I am going to pull some of that charcoal off of the picture plane to add a highlight right under where the lips meet. Give it a little more realistic look, a little more depth. And then I am going to do that to the very top of the lip. Also, don't forget to sign your masterpiece. And date it so that you remember when you created this. And there you have it, everyone, how to draw a mouth. All right, so next week, we will hopefully have watercolor supplies for you to pick up, and you'll be able to move on to our lesson, Watercolor Leaves. Until then, stay creative, and I miss you so much. Take care.